I am Carol, the owner and creator of everything you find at CarolJo's.com, which is an online jewelry and accessory business for women. We do jewelry here. You would think that because we do jewelry here that I sell the jewelry here on the online, and I don't do that very often, maybe once every few months. But what we do here is that we do talk about jewelry making in our chats and, uplifting each other, positivity. So we do that. We had one earlier today. We'll have another one Wednesday night. We do tutorials, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight is a tutorial, and it is for a team spirit bag charm, and I'll show you more about that. Hi, Ashley. And then we also sell some of the items that I show you in the tutorials so that you're able to make and do things with what we teach and what we talk about. So that's what we do here. So I'm just like, woo, I've had a night. I'm expressing my heart. How are you? Okay. So what we're going to make tonight is this. I'm going to show you over here on YouTube first or TikTok first, and then I'll come show you on YouTube. Okay. This is a Team Spirit bag charm. So there you go. You guys can see it. So for the school that my granddaughter attends, these are their school colors, the blue and the yellow. And then the volleyball's in here. She plays volleyball. So if you've ever seen those bags, they call them, I think, the bog bags, the big bags that, you take everything when you go to a game. And whether it be baseball, it could be softball, it could be volleyball, it could be football. We always take bags to sports and such. For Buttercup, we bring things with to entertain her, especially when she was smaller. And so we have things in there. But if we're at an outdoor event, we're bringing the blankets or the bug spray or the extra clothing, whatever we need. So we always have bags. And this is a way that you can decorate your bag that so that you can have it be unique for you in the team colors that you are representing at the game. So that's what we're going to be teaching tonight. And hello over there on YouTube. Hey, sissy. So what you're going to need is what we have here is what is called, really truly what it is called is it's called a luggage wire. So if you're ever trying to find them on something, you search for luggage wire. Hi, Geraldine. Luggage wire is just a piece of wire that is very, very durable. And then you'll need silicone beads of whatever you like. You do have to use silicone on these. You can't use like the acrylics, and I'll explain why here in a second. You're going to need, the only tool that you're going to need for all of this is a chain nose plier. That's it. Hey, Amy. I forgot to bring up my backup account. I started getting it up and then I didn't finish bringing it up so that I could see comments for everybody on TikTok. I do not. Thank you for the heart me, Robin. I do not have a backup of YouTube, so I have to read the comments as they're going. Hey, Amy. Okay, so I got Geraldine, got my expressing my heart, Sissy, Robin, Amy. I think I got y'all. So, oh, there's Sally. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. We're just getting started. And over on TikTok, we have Sarah and Charlie, Big Boy Fur, and I don't know who else has been on here, but hello to everybody. So once again, what we are making tonight is what I'm calling the Team Spirit Bag Charm, using silicone beads, and people call these a cup charm because you can use these to put them on a cup. You use a smaller one usually to do the cup. With the bag, you can do the small or the large. So this is the small size one. And let me find one in all of here. Here we go. And here is a small one. So I'm going to show you the difference between a large and a small. So the silver one is a small, and the large one, the black, excuse me, is the large. Hi, Candy. I do not want the hiccups again. I'm like, please don't start hiccuping. So you'll see the difference. They are a stainless steel wire. They do come in different circumferences of the wire. It's more durable if it's thicker, but it's not saying that this isn't durable. But this is more bendable because it's more flexible is the word I should probably use than this one. So you can use either one. Some other things. They are, if you want to look for them for whatever reason, they're luggage wires is what they are. It's a luggage wire. So it's meant to be able to, on your luggage, like that you're going to take on a vacation, you would put your your tag to your luggage on here, or you would decorate it so that you can find it like in your airport, and everybody has a black suitcase. So how do you find your black suitcase? Easy to know it's yours. Yeah, decorate these and put it on your luggage, and then you know it's yours. So that's what the original intent is. But as we all know, we don't always use everything as it was originally intended for. You know, people have taken these and created just like this, and then you put it on your, like Stanley, on the handle of your Stanley cup, or whatever cup that you use that has a handle. So that's why they've been called a cup charm. And you've probably heard them talk about it and call it a cup charm wire. But really, the name of it, when you go to look for it, if you put cup charm in there and try to source it yourself, you're not going to find them as that. Hi, Lucky Charm Boutique. But if you put it in there as luggage tag, then you find it, or luggage wire. I know it sounds silly, but it took me forever to finally figure out what it is when I was trying to source these. So I'm just sharing the information. You'll be able to figure it out on your own if you spent enough time doing it. As we know, I don't gatekeep here. So that's what we use. Now, the reason why we use the silicone beads is because here, this is their twist end. And this, so like if you were really talking about it in technical terms, this is called the male end because that's the end that's bigger. And this is the female end that's smaller, that when you go here, when you go to twist it, the male goes over the female ends of wires. So it's like that. Okay. Yes, that is the battle. Trust me, when I'm sourcing, I'm like, what would I call it? But right here, do you see how the female end is larger over the wire? Because it's the end of the wire. So that is why, hey, Jane, Nikki, that's the reason why we're using silicone beads for these, is that you need to be able to have a bead that's going to go over it. We very rarely find beads that are, usually a lot of beads are only 1 millimeter for the hole of the bead. When you get into silicones, this hole is 2 millimeter. So that is 2 millimeters. So that makes it, but that 2 millimeters is usually where our wire is at, and we need it to go over this end. If I try to put an acrylic bead in there, it doesn't go in there. So that is why we use silicone. Just to let you know, literally, that is why I use silicone. I have to reply to somebody's text because she is asking me something, but she'll be in bed by the time I get off my live. Sorry. So there, I just have to reply to her quick. There we go. So that is literally why I only use silicone beads for these. You can use any type of silicone bead. If you want to use the 15 millimeter rounds, go for it. If that's what we used here. We used the 15 millimeter rounds in solid and in the print. You can use focals. You can use the abacuses. You can use the lentils. You can use did I say focals already? If I didn't, focals. So you can do any shape of a silicone bead. And the reason why you want to use silicone is that because of its being silicone, when you go to put it on, you can it will move out of the way and allow it to go over that end and go on. So that is why we do those. We don't talk about that here, Zion. So that is, hold on. She's texting me about lunch tomorrow. There we go. Sorry. No, that's okay. So that is why we use silicone only beads with these. So now you just have to have enough beads to go around this entire circle. Sometimes you can get enough on there, hi Cece, that you will be able to put it over this after you get all the beads on and cover it up. I have a difficult time doing that. If anybody has any tips or tricks on how to do it, please share in the comments. But I've tried to pull the beads down. I've tried to because you have to use this to close it, I just can't get it squished enough to do it. But if someone knows of a way, please let me know. The reason why we use a pair of pliers with this is that it helps us get our beads on. I know that sounds kind of weird because we're used to using like loop turners or, you know, a needle, but you can't use that on here. So you got to figure out how to get it on there, and the pliers work. Okay, Cece's in the same boat as me about getting that covered up. So what I'm going to do first here is I need to grab this so that you can see what I'm working on. I'm just grabbing a bead mat to put down. I am going to point you all down. While I have you pointed down, I cannot see comments to read them. So I do have a backup of TikTok, and if I'm looking at my tablet, I'll be able to see them. But if I don't, I won't be able to see it. So here we go. So Cece, do you do like a silicone bar for making things and they can make them while they're there, or do you bring them pre-made? I just have that question. So what we're going to do for this one is my high school colors were orange, white, and black. So I'm going to use those colors. But my high school was called the Warriors. I do not have a warrior type charm or focal, but I thought, you know what? If I'm doing this as a mom, I want my mama bear charm on there. So I thought I'm going to bring on, and because of it being black and white, I thought it would go good with doing that. And I decided I wanted the black wire for that that I'm going to be using on it. So I just have to figure out what my pattern is going to be. And I can put this down here at the middle if I want, or I can put it off to one side. Because if you notice here, this is the part that's going to go on the handle, and we're going to see, so we're not going to see this part normally, we're going to see this. So I can put that mama bear focal right here and just work with the colors up on each side. And that's what I'm planning to do. See, and I've always wondered, because I've seen, the reason why I was asking about the pre-made versus doing the bar is that you see the comments and everything here on TikTok where people are trying to do the interactive type experience for people. And I was like, that would be really cool to do that with these. I wonder if this will be, that would be close to the middle. I don't know if I like that pattern though. Maybe we'll do this. I don't like that white there. There we go. True. Note. And so you just lay this out. Okay, how long is the wire is being asked? I do not know off the top of my head. I have it in descriptions, but let me grab the ruler. This one is 9 inches. The shorter one is 6 inches. You can use either one. Okay. All right, so that is going, and I'm like, do I want more orange in there? I'm going to do something here. Because the white is the accent color for where I went to school at. Nope. Flip this. I think I like that better. Well, that's what we're going to do. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our bead. We're going to put it on the female end, not this larger end here. You see how this is the larger end versus this one? We're going to be on the female end. You're going to take the circle, and sometimes you can push this in there and it'll go down. That one worked. And sometimes it doesn't push as hard or as easy. So what you do is you take your pliers right up in here. You don't have to be down here, just up by the end that you want to push that on, and just kind of push that way, and then this will pop out the other end. Hey, Teresa. Hi, Gladys. Oh, you do crochet mostly. I know, and I'm like, I was trying to decide if I wanted double black here, or is that too much black? We'll do it this way. You can always take it off and redo. So we're going to put these on there. There we go. And you literally just put these all on. Yes, the pliers do save your fingers if it is really hard. This wire is not being as difficult. This one is a little bit, does need the pliers. So it is really, oh, it's going to go this way. Okay, our focal is going to go this way, not what I was thinking. I don't know why I didn't look at it, but I'm okay with that, I think. Let's see what we got going on here. There. I might need another bead. I am going to need another bead. Because see, when I put this all on, do you see how I still have a little bit of space here? So I am going to need another bead. So then I have to decide what one do I want to put there. I think I want another black, in all honesty. And this last one is always the hardest one in my mind to get on, because all these beads want to go up when you want to go down. There we go. He's getting there. He's starting to pop through a little bit. So then sometimes you just have to grab your pliers and hope to get it off and push it down. There we go. We got it. Then what you do is that you go here and you just screw this shut. This bar is going over that female end side. There we go. And there it is. How easy is that? And that is, you can just put it on the bag. I do not have, I don't actually, we use all different types of bags at our house. Different bags for different sports. Trust me. So but I don't have one of the bog bags that I was talking about that a lot of people have. I am a 31 girl, so I have a lot of 31 bags. but I don't have one right beside my desk here. So I'm going to grab my computer bag. You can put these on your computer bag. Yep, it's so simple. And to get this off, you just have to unscrew it so that you can get it on your project. Maybe. There we go. They will be on there. Let me tell you, they're not going to just fall off. There we go. I'm going to grab my computer bag. He is dusty because I don't go into the office because, you know, I don't do that anymore. Oh, he's dirty. He be dusty. See, it has a wide here. You can do this on the wide strap and it's not a big deal. Whereas with some other ones, it is a big deal because it's too wide. You can't always get them on there. But see how that is on there? I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see it better, okay? You can make them, love Carter B. You can make them any color for your school colors. That's what this is all about, is doing school pride, your team pride. But see how that's big on there? And it will just sit there and you have something for your school spirit or your team spirit. Because some schools, some things that you do are not school related. Like for here where we live, dance is not school related. And so you would just do the team colors for your cheer team. So if you're ever one of those moms, I'm a grandma and I still bring the bags with everything in it. And we bring so much stuff to the games because of Buttercup. But like here, you know, this is her school colors. That other one was like my school colors. You can do any colors that you want to do. You don't have to have the printed beads on them. You don't have to have a focal. So what I want to do next is I want to do a school color one and just the team colors and just using different beads. I didn't have anything in mind. I just grabbed my big, huge box of extra beads. So it means I don't have like 5 or 6 of every bead in there. There's just a few. So I'm going to use the smaller one to do this one, just for the simple fact of how many I have in there, okay? So that's one thing I need to think about. And I could use, we have abacuses that we could use. We have the 12 millimeters. We have 15 millimeters. We have the hexagon or octagons. We have lentils. I just need school color ideas. So can someone in the chat put some of their school colors or team colors in there so that we can just come up with one based on what I've got here. And I wanted to show you how you can use different beads to create a different look. Green and white. Do they have, what kind of green, and do they have another color besides green and white? Is it dark green, light green? Kelly green and some black. Okay. Well, I have 3 black left in this bag. So we got black and we got white. I have white up here. All right. I'm just going with the first one that we saw. And I found 2 of this one so far. I was going to see if we have it in abacuses here. And I don't see any abacus in that color. Is that the same color? Nope, that is not the same color. Nope. I'm seeing it right here in lentils. Right? Nope. I might have to pick out a different color green. Because that. Here we go. Is this the same? Nope. There, that's the same. Ooh, there it is. Yep, okay. Let me see if we can find a couple more lentils. Is that, nope. I found a couple of 9mm. I found a couple of 15mm. And I'm trying to find either a lentil or an abacus in that same color. And these are just what's extra in the bags after, ooh, I know what we could do. We could bring in the abacuses in black. There's another black one in here. I want to find one more lentil. So these are literally like when I get a bag of the silicones, when I order them, a bag may only have like, not that one. We may have like an extra 2 beads in it or an extra 3 beads, or we might not have enough to make a full one. So we have 9 beads. It's so funny how they all are. Yeah, it is fun to me. Okay, I got beads here. So I'm going to point you guys down. And so what I do is just the extras, I just put them in a bag. I don't sort them. And if you guys know, that is very difficult for me, but I do it. Here we go. I'm going to point y'all down, and we're going to use the green, white, and black. So we're going to lay it out. I am going to start with, on each end, we're going to have our 9mm size beads. I'm going to go then to a white. I'm going to add a lentil. Maybe. Doesn't want to stay up. Maybe the black. I don't know if I like that black. I like the black there, but I'm not sure about the lentil right there. And I can see if I have one more of, I want to find one more of the, is it that one? Yep, there we go. See if that's too much or just enough. Okay, how does that look? You guys can tell me if you like it or not. And maybe we take out this one and we put a black one in there. Let me see what I think about that. Nope. I'm going to leave that there. And also, I want to see, hold on. I got to find my 9mm. I don't think I have any white in here. Or 12mm, I mean. I do not. Do I have a 12mm lentil? Or 14, white. That's what I want to say. Yes, I do. I have white in there. I have 2 white. I think I know what I want to do now. Take out these 2. Put him in there. That one's not white. Let me see if I have another white. Nope. Nope. There. This might not be enough. Oh, yeah, it will. No, it won't, because he moved down. Oh, yeah, it will be. Woohoo, we might have found what we want. You like the black in there better? You like the black in the middle? Okay. Like that? I don't have focals up here. I went downstairs and grabbed my focals, or else I would. Okay, here we go. So this one, I can tell you all, I will probably need the pliers more for this one, because it's just, this one is a little bit thicker to get them on. And so you just put it on and just push this way and the pliers that way, and then they go on. I could get that abacus on without using the pliers. Hey, I got that one on. There we go. Nope, I get it. It balances to me, but then I'm like, is that overpowering the school color of the green? And if you notice, I'm a very much a symmetrical girl. Everything is in the middle out. Haha, we're getting there. We only have one more to put on. There we go. I'm going to use my plier right there to keep my beads down off of the end so that I can get this one over the top of it. I did this wrong, everybody. Oh, Lordy. All right, I'll explain this. I'm going to take this all off and I'll explain how I did this wrong. See how this is a little end and this has like the thread end? We got to go through the thread end so that it goes around and in there. I put it on the wrong end. That's why it wasn't working, and that's why it was so easy to get those on. Now you guys are going to see how hard it is with the thread end. There we go. We're going to start over. It's not a big deal, but it will be a little bit harder. There we go. I was like, wow, why was that one so easy? I don't mix metals very often either. I am very symmetrical. Being asymmetrical is really difficult for me. My sister is even worse than me, but when she creates a painting, her paintings are not symmetrical at all, and they're very beautiful. She does them in what I will call a whimsical way. It is like her. There we go. There we go. So if you do shows, you can create these, put them on a display with just one of them on a bag or something on the display so that people know what they are. You know, if you're not from the area that you're going to, see in like a certain mile radius around, what are the different school colors? And you can create these really quick like for whatever's in that area. These don't take a lot of time to create, as you see here. There we go. As always, the last one is like the hardest one to put on. And we might have to put some more on here. Yep. Do you see how we have a little bit of extra space? And it was because this wasn't going over the top of this, and that's why we were having the extra space. So we have a little bit of extra space here that we could put another one on so that when it comes around, it's here. If you want to be symmetrical, you can take it off, but literally, I don't have enough space to put a large bead on here, like another 15 millimeter. And so I am just actually going to take this little lentil here and put him on the end. For those of us that are symmetrical, that is going to be on the back end. So I put it on and I get that little thread part to come through. Do you see how he's a little bit through? I just use my pliers to pull it down. I'm going to leave a little bit of room there because I want to come around. And when I close this up, which is just, you're going to take that larger part in the middle and just go lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. I don't know. And you're going to spin it around and make it tight. There you go. And you want to have a little bit of space on there because you're going from straight to circle. And that does take up some of the room in there, you know, around it. So that's how you do it. When you put it on the bag, this is going to be in the back, so you're not going to see that for those of us that are symmetrical. But that is how to make one using all the different parts, all the different shapes of beads without a focal or without a print bead on there. So, and that was us just creating it really quick, like with when you guys set a color. Literally, that's all you have to do. It doesn't have to be like extremely thought out. It just needs balance, like we talked about. Just need balance. So I am going to point you guys back up. Yes. Yep, Amber. I will talk about that here. So Amber's asking if I'm going to sell they're called, really truly, they're called luggage wires if you go outside. If you know, when I send them to you, I am going to call them cup charm wire, because that's what in the beading world that we create them. And you know what's really funny? Yep. And the thing is that this is a very simple project that you can do, that you don't have to be like, oh, I'd spent hours and I noticed a mistake and now I got to fix it up. This is something that's really, really easy to be able to fix. And also, my Monday, we didn't get to talk about it in live because I didn't have the post up. Hi, Joya. But the post for our motivational post for the week talks about there aren't mistakes. It's just creativity. And it's literally, it wasn't, we all do it. But the thing is that if you notice, you can't let it bring you down. You just have to learn and remember not to do it again if you can. If you do it again, you just chalk it up to Jiminy Christmases and move on. We can't like get so caught up into it. You know, if you make the same thing over and over in a night, it just might be that you need a break from that, but find something else that you can create that's easier, that you don't have to sit there and get all just flustered, anxiety goes up, stress goes up, and not worth it. We just gotta just keep calm and learn and grow. But yeah, it just took a moment. And I could probably put this other lentil on the other side and make it balanced, but it's going to be really tight doing that. Yep. And the thing is that I usually find my mistakes, but I can show it to somebody and they're like, I don't see it. Hi, Kelly. I haven't been on email tonight. Yes, you would be able to do some. It would take about a 3.5 millimeter hole to get through the female or threaded end. Okay. If you needed me to send you again, I can, but you found it, so that's fine. So that's why I wanted to, and I'm going to show you the difference on the bags of the small versus the large. Woohoo, Janet. All right. Jiminy, that was a late notification. I'm just going to leave them on so you can see them both together here. Okay. Yep, you can add jump rings and charms if you want. There we go. And remember, when you get them, they're like, I just say large and small, 6 and 9. So now you'll see the difference between the two, but he's sitting up on top, so he's going to be kind of funny. But do you see how they will lay? I'm going to put this up. They'll lay fine. And then you got this one. So that's the difference between the two for the bags. So simple, so easy. That's it. But that's on my bag. Yep. That's where this one is gonna go. Is going to Buttercup Stuffies. Yep. And if they need help, that, you know, if they have it there, this is what I say about it. is that if they have that bag there and they want to help you put it on, and if that's going to get you a sale, it's part of just the customer experience that you're giving to them, that you're kind enough to help them out. What would I charge for that? I don't know. I haven't sold in except for on my website stuff lately, so I don't know. I can't remember what I did cup charms for. $5, $6, I think. I can't remember. Now I know, Amber, I don't think I answered you because I got others that would do. Hi, Melissa. But Thursday's silicone sale is where I am going to be bringing the cup wires. That's what I call them on my website. We're going to have the black ones. I've got them up here so that I could do this. We have a lot of the short silver ones, the small. We also have some white, and these are small white. We also have all different colors of the small, I believe they are. Let me double check. Yep. So we have different colors even. So this part could match some of the school. I don't have a ton of each color, but we do have colored ones. Yep. So that's what we are going to have for Thursdays. I believe it's Thursday. Do you add something else to the circle to attach it to something? I don't. I just do like what I've done here. Even when I've done them on, because Buttercup has these on her Stanley. You just unwind it, put it on there, and we go. And then when we need to clean out her Stanley, yep, you can put it to your luggage. You can add these to your Stanley. You can put you know, you might not do team colors then. Woohoo! But you can put them on your luggage. You can put them wherever you want. But I wanted to show you and make everybody think outside, because the one thing that we've always seen when we've seen these wires is to put them on your cups. And I wanted, when you guys are selling, I wanted you to have ways that you can multi-purpose. Sorry, everybody. One of Buttercup's friends doesn't realize we got to get her taught that we're not going to be able to answer right now. Book bags. Yep, you can do them on backpacks, book bags. You could do them on, like, I just put mine on my computer bag. So that's what I'll tell you is, like, figure or think about different ways. And they are, this is the male end of the wire. I'm going to show you one of them here. I'm going to grab one of the silver ones because they're undone. We're going to call them cup charms, is what I call them to sell. But their real name is luggage wires. And they have a male end. This is the male end where this little piece goes back and forth. And then a female end. This has the screws in it. And you turn it together. You put it together, and this bar right here twists. Ooh, that's a good idea, Griselda. Woohoo. Griselda says connect them together to make them bigger. I will have, in the smalls, I have silver in all the colors. And in the large, I only have black. This is all I have for the large, everybody. Just to let you know. But I will bring those all on Thursday. I'm also going to bring the breakaway class that are white and black. You guys also asked for the kits for the snowman. And so I have in this container right now, I have the snowman kits where you get all the beads so that you can make a snowman. Like, you can put him on a pen. He's not all right here. But like that. there's the kits. You can add these kits, you can add them to whatever you want. If you wanted to put it on a beatable bar, or if you wanted to make it into a keychain on with the cord, you know, that type of thing. You can put them on badge reels. And I also have a couple of the kits with the beatable badge reels like this. So I only have 2 of these. So we'll have those. So that's what we're going to have for Thursday. So yep, so you get to make snowmen. So that's what I've pulled so far for Thursday silicone. Whoops, I hit the table, sorry. So that's what I'm going to have for Thursday. We'll have all of the wires available that I have. I have more wires coming. I just got them shipped. They're on the way here. They won't be here this week. You can build the snowmans. Yep. And so that's what we're going to do. That one is, let me see. I'm like, we need to put something on this phone, because they're all using different ways to be able to call, that they get a message back saying it's live time. I don't know how to do it. We're going to figure it out. Because now she's getting more and more friends that now have phones, so they're all calling her. And she is on the phone all the time. Okay, I'm looking to see what we are on, what time on Thursday. Thursday, it is 1 noon, 1 p.m. Central. Yes. Yep, I need to do a do not disturb on this phone. It cracks me up. I've had it where one of her friends, while I'm live, because I will see the messages, so she's tried to call, and I've like ignored. And then, oh no. And then what will happen is and then I'll see the text come through, don't you like me anymore? So then I get off the live, I call her back, and I'm like, hey, this is Oma. And yes, she still likes you. I just the phone. I do that. Like, so literally I'll be talking to her friends, and I'm like, okay, here she is. Here's her phone back. I'm like, dear Lord, this is my phone. I just let her use it. So yeah, so the silicone sale this week, we only have one, and it is Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. Sorry. And these girls range in ages of 9 to 11. It just cracks me up. So this week's live, just to let you know, tomorrow it isn't a basket sale, it is a bring back sale is what we're going to have tomorrow. I don't have enough items to do a basket sale, so I've got items ready for the basket sale. I spent time with Buttercup this afternoon, so I did not get more to let you know what it will be. There you go. Late lunch works. But we will have lots of fun things tomorrow. I know we have a lot of the pendants and charms, the enamel charms. Wednesday, we're going to have a necklace that is called Simply Renewal Necklace. The reason why I gave it that name is that we need to start thinking about what is it that you want to design for January, February. I know we haven't gotten Christmas yet. I know you might be still making some of the things if you're someone that sells for Christmas, but you need to plan ahead and start making for January and February if you have any in-person shows. And the reason being is that if you don't have it, when you'll be behind the 8 ball it just snowballs. So if you can think about January and February are usually not your higher selling months, but if you can find a show just to get your name out there, meet people, make connections, because they might be someone that comes back. So you do need to have some new, fresh ideas, but not a lot made up. And that's why I wanted to have this one called Simply Refresh. It is a very simple, but it's a 2-layered necklace. It will use chain and wire. But the reason I'm saying renewal is because you need to get into the new year and you renew your year. It's like it's a new year. So you want to think about, how can I take something that we've seen before and just make it a little bit easier and simple for the beginning of the new year. So that's what we're going to do on Wednesday. And that one, I have it at 8 p.m. It is not 8 p.m. It will be during the day. Jiminy, I did this on my iPad while I was trying to watch a football game, which now I'm realizing, don't watch a football game and try to do your schedule. Let's do that one at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, okay? So that'll be 2 p.m. And then we have chat on Wednesday night. So if you have questions about things or anything like that, that's the time to bring it up. It's a time for us to connect. It's a time for us to share things with each other. We can share, like today, we were talking about health and that type of thing of some of those that are in our group and how we can help and support each other in whatever they're going through. That is the time that we want to talk about that. It's the time to ask questions about something that you wanted to ask. Someone else might have that same question. So yes, ask the question. I will always tell you, there is no stupid question. There's no stupid answer, because someone else might be thinking it and they're like, God, I'm glad someone else asked because I didn't want to. So just ask. Silicone sale Thursday at 1, and then we're going to do another bring back at 12 p.m. and then bead sale at 7 p.m. Okay. Well, what the heck am I looking at? I must have gotten it updated before I posted it. So thank you. Whew. I was like, God, I thought I had corrected that, but I'm looking at it and it doesn't have it in there. So it might not have saved. I'm looking at the template and not the actual post. So good. I'm glad the post is right. Yeah, this afternoon it did. Yep. So I will double check it and see what's out there and go from there. But it'll be 2 o'clock on Wednesday that we're going to do that tutorial. And then Saturday, we're not doing any lives on Saturday. We have Buttercup's volleyball game and tournament. And so she actually has 2 games that day, and it's all about her day. And we will either be celebrating or we'll be uplifting her. And we're hoping for celebration. So I did not create the poll yet. I didn't have a chance to. Hi, Rainbow. I'm going to create that poll tonight so that we have it for tomorrow's live that we're going to do at 2. Yeah. And thank you for doing that. So we were talking about earlier today, all the things that Ashley does. Yeah, it does. And we just have to find a place that would be that early, or we can go out to a late breakfast or brunch and then go do ice cream. So we're just like, we want to celebrate her season because the team has played very well. I mean, they're in second place. If that should tell you they played well, and I'm excited about it. So we're gonna go do that. So that's why I don't want to do, I'm like, what the heck? I thought something was on my shirt. Nope, it's just comments on my shirt that aren't all there. It was kind of funny. But when we were talking about things that Ashley does, do you know what she did? She figured out how to do the poll. She like screenshotted at what I need to put on there, and she even gave me the direction so that I didn't have to spend the time to research it, because I am like busy. And it's just like, see what I mean? See the things that she does behind the scenes that I'm just like, thank you. So it's like some things that I'm just like, oh, I didn't have to do that. And I really appreciate it. So that's why we like having Ashley here helping me out. Yep. And I just appreciate it. I 100% appreciate it. But I'm going to hop off. I am going to go give Buttercup her phone so that she can like get her friends all taken care of. So I don't think that she doesn't like them. And then I am going to go finish watching a football game. My husband's team is playing right now, so I'm going to go finish that. And we will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. with the Bring Back sale. So everybody have a good, wonderful night, and we will see you all tomorrow. Bye.